Good evening. Good evening. It is Friday, and so you know what day it is. On Fridays, we are here with the segment It's a Different World with Creatives on Campus, where we explore all things creatives, community, and campus culture. And these conversations happen in many different ways. Sometimes we're talking to college students, sometimes we're talking to people um, we call dropouts, but we know we're using that word to really just bring awareness to the choice that people have to decide that college is just not for them. And we're talking sometimes to those who've graduated and moved on from their college experiences, really getting a sense of what that journey was like, how it produced value for them, how it connects back now to the things that they're working on creatively, and as our a part of our own mission, really just seeing how we can add value to the lives of creatives, entrepreneurs, and artists from an educational perspective. Tonight we have two very special guests that are going to be on with us talking about an upcoming event that they have going on right here in South Jersey, where I am from. It is the Black Market South Jersey, and this is an event hosted in partnership with our guests, and they'll be able to speak more about it. But it's happening tomorrow, July 25th, from 1 to 5 p.m. right in Sicklerville, New Jersey. Free admission, so there's literally no reason why you wouldn't be there. Come out, meet, mingle, shop, and of course support your local small business vendors showcasing their favorite products. And so I feel like I'm kind of getting ahead of myself because I want them to talk about their own event and just share with you again about who they are, what they're up to. Right before I bring them on, I want to encourage you as a part of this conversation and just helping us spread the work that we're doing and bring more awareness to the amazing things that the creatives, the entrepreneurs, the artists that we know are up to. Be sure to like, be sure to share, and you'll also get the social media information for both individuals. So be sure to support and subscribe and to like to everything that they have going on. Sometimes the support is not just in buying, it's in hitting that like button, it's in hitting that email subscription button. It's in doing all these things that help us as entrepreneurs continue to thrive and to grow and to bring value back to you. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring on first Jess Smith of Jess Sweet Treats. Hey, Jess.
Hey, Brett.
Hey, and also Barshay Graves. How you doing, Barshay?
How are you? How are you? Thanks for having us.
Good, good for sure. So
Okay.
me and I'm gonna just start here because I have to. Jess and I go back. We have been, I feel like fourth grade, maybe, Jess. Fourth grade. I don't know if I can. I'm having a hard time hearing you. Are you on mute?
Can you hear me?
Okay, there you go. Perfect.
Okay. The AirPod's not working, so I'm here.
Oh, got you.
Yeah.
Okay, all good. We can hear you loud and clear now. But no, I was just reflecting. Like, I think fourth grade is when we initially uh-oh. You still there, Jess? All right, we're oh, there you go.
Yes. Can you hear me and see me?
I can hear you. Oh,
Technical.
there you
Sorry.
go.
This is. I'm here
It's
now.
all it's all good. It's all good. But no, just reflecting on how we met. And so like I want to just start off by saying I'm super proud of you, and like, even knowing a little bit about your journey and your story as it relates to being an entrepreneur. Now, I always say, and I've said this to you personally and privately, so I can say it publicly, that I just feel like you have been one of those people who is consistently there for other people, checking for other people, helping other people. And so I'm just proud to see you winning. I'm excited to see you continue to keep evolving in your entrepreneurship journey. But I want you to talk a little bit about how it's been for you growing your business as it relates to Just Sweet Treats.
So I established SP Treats in 2018. It was just after years of literally making banana pudding, which is a dessert that I loved. I would just make it for like different functions for family, friends, coworkers, wherever. I would just bring this dish with me. Friends and family encouraged me, you should sell it. And, I'm not one to really be in front of like the camera and the limelight. So, I thought about it. I was like, okay. So I went and did the banana pudding. I was selling it. And then from there, I just taught myself how to make some of the other desserts that are popular, the Oreo cheesecake, the sweet potato cheesecake. I then wanted to go to school to further educate myself, know how to, do the creative part to it, know how to expand, just learn different things. So that took place last August. I graduated in December. From there, I just really, like I said, any expectations I had with what a business is or what I was doing, I surpassed everything. The support from strangers, from Barche is my business mentor, I call him, also my friend. He's definitely been there along the way, like guiding me, helping me with the financial part of it, and just like with his own business, giving me my own tips. Friends like you, other friends, just like we stick together, we encourage each other. I've been able to expand with my dessert business. I don't do just maybe if you wanted to get like a small pan, I've been a part of momentous occasions such as like baby showers, weddings, birthday. Like, so it's been so much. COVID didn't stop me or the business. I continue to flourish and expand. So it's been an amazing journey. Like, it's no words for it unless you have your own business. Like, you can't put it into words. It's just been so fulfilling. And yeah, I'm just excited for the future and what else I have to bring to everyone. So
Yeah, and I feel like you saying like there's nothing like having your own business. I resonate with that so strongly, and it's like even with the hardships and like the moments where like it's not as, for me, I'll say, as consistent, or as the money isn't flowing in every single moment, every single step of the way, it still doesn't take away from that feeling and just that pride that you have in having your own something you've built, right?
correct.
Yeah. So Barche, tell us a little bit, about yourself. What are you up to? Just introduce yourself to those who may not know you.
Yeah, so it's Barche Graves. I'm 31. Been doing the whole entrepreneurial thing now. I would say officially it's been about 6 years since I bought my first property. What kind of got me off the porch, I would say, was some of the trials and tribulations I went through in my younger years. Got in some trouble, ran into some issues when I was in college, and was always bright, was always intelligent. Was selling candy since I was 13, so I could sell salt to a slug. In terms of just making money, I know how to do that. You know what I mean? But in terms of like formulating it and creating a plan and a vision for my life and my family, and then helping others, that's something that kind of just came about as things went along. So for me, when I went through my issues, and we'll talk about that later as we go into college and the journey there, a lot of those things shape me. A lot of times, we don't realize what got us to the point we are now, but it's really experiences. So I can really rely on and lean on a lot of those experiences, whether they were negative or positive. But all that wrapped up together is what got me here today. So that's pretty much me in a nutshell. And I'll get into more as the conversation develops.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's a great opportunity to maybe segue there into talking about college, because that is really who our content on this platform is geared to. How was your, if you want to share where you went to college, which, maybe what you were studying, just overall, how was that experience for you?
Yeah, so I'm from Barna. So my sister had went to Rowan University. First time going to Rowan, I was like 8, in a computer lab hanging with her. You know what I mean? So I was always in that environment. I always knew I wanted to go to college. But for me, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. I had a family friend that passed away, leaving the landmark my senior year. It was the first death I experienced. So that had left a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth just because of the area, the locale. I knew how important Landmark was, and the person that passed was somebody that was real close to me, and somebody that I looked up to. It was a real good lady in my life, and lost her young. Like I said, on Delsey driving a car accident. So I came in the room a little nervous, a little apprehensive. Came to the EOF program, which was the Educational Opportunity Fund, which was created around the 60s after a lot of those race riots, like similar to today. You talk about like Watts and Newark and Camden, a lot of these major black urban cities that were burning. What the United States government did was they put together the EOF program. That allowed a lot of underprivileged kids who might have been overlooked otherwise to get into college. And that was a program I went in on. I applied the EOF program in TCNJ, got in. They were giving me 2 years paid, nothing to worry about. But in the last 2 years, I was kind of fend for myself. Got into Ramapo as well, got into rowing as well. So, it was easy, right? I said, I'm going to go to college and just try to get as involved as I can. Immediately joined the fraternity. I was on the radio with the intention of being the next Stephen A. Smith, right? You couldn't tell me I wasn't going to be on ESPN shouting and talking about sports. So I did a little bit of blogging, did some work for some newspapers. I wrote for the Daily Journal for a little bit before I got out. But ultimately, I ended up getting kicked out of school for, selling weed to an undercover cop. And to leave with 13 felony counts, ultimately 1 felony conviction, and had to leave Rowan University after 92 credits. So I was on the radio. I had 92 credits going into my senior year. Literally just finished 2 summer courses, and they told me I had to pack up and go, never to be allowed on campus ever again. So that was a traumatizing situation. But all in all, like that got me to where I am today. Because if it wasn't for going through that, I don't think it would have kind of kicked me in the butt and shook me up like I needed to, man. They say pressure busts pipes or makes diamonds, and I feel like it's making a diamond because of what I did, right? Because of the way I reacted. I didn't let what they tell me stop me, right? I still applied for financial aid and I got it. Hopefully nobody come after me, but that's where I was at, right? I was kicking doors and I wasn't letting anybody tell me no. And I had a chip on my shoulder, and I still do to this day. And there's certain people that I felt had power to keep me there, even though I did do something wrong. I wasn't a bad person. I'm not a bad person. I just made some bad decisions. And there were some people there that could have kept me going. So for me, I use them people as motivation, right? Like they're always in the back of my mind. And it's like, forget them. I'm going to just keep doing what I got to do, because y'all could have saved a young black man, right, who could have went the wrong way. But because of me pulling myself up my own bootstraps, I made it happen. So that's kind of where I am, or where I was then, and where I am now. And those are kind of the things, along with things that happened in between, that got me to where I am today.
It's so much that I take from that. But I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. So Jess, I want to hear from you too. I know you also went to Rowan. How was your experience in just college and your journey as a student?
Honestly, my college experience, I'm not even using my degree. I'm lying. I'm using it now. My major was public relations, minor Africana studies. So me branding myself, marketing, that's PR. I'm doing all that right now. So I won't say it was a waste, but my first time doing a Jess Smith Trees presentation was in April, and a lot of the kids, it was in the high school, Glassboro High School, where I went to school at. A lot of them, they asked, "Oh, what was your degree in? How long did it go?" And college might not be for everyone. I always told them, like, if you have a passion or something that you love to do, like, don't let anybody force you to go to college. I don't feel like I was forced, but I feel like around the time when I was graduating, college was something that a lot of, like, if you didn't go to college, you were a nobody. Like, basically, like, if one of your friends that go to college, you're just looking at them like, why are they not in college? You know what I mean? Like, something's wrong with them. But in actuality, they're in no debt. You know what I mean? They don't have loans and all that. Like, don't go to school and kick up all them loans and all that if you don't need to. That's the message that I told a lot of the high schoolers when I went back. I had a good experience. That's how I met Barshay and some of the friends that I had. And I won't say it was like a complete waste, but if I could rewind time, I definitely would have went a different route. Because college does teach you a lot of responsibility and things that you won't learn unless you do go to school. So it's just a passion of mine, and I actually made it a lifestyle, So I didn't graduate and walk into a job and walk into like 40,000 or you know what I mean, anything like that. That wasn't my journey. I still worked in like the group home setting and worked like 2-3 jobs. You know what I mean? When I got out, I didn't even work in any type of PR or anything. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you make such a good point about just really assessing, like, is college necessarily the best fit for you as a student, right? And I know, just having worked, 10 years in higher ed and been through college myself, and the university you both attended, even worked there as well. And so I have a lot of thoughts, a lot of opinions about it, but I do think there's something to be said about, if not college, then what, right? I think
Right.
that's the part of the conversation that is not always really, people don't
Clear.
always have the answers to as a student or as a person transitioning out of high school. It's like there's this pressure. And so it's like, if I don't go to college, what is a viable option for me? And so I want to, Barshay, I want to go back to you, because you talked about how you know, circumstantially things didn't work out for you to stay on your campus and see it through in that way, but you've still been able to persist on your own and find a lane and a space and be now succeeding in business. So what was it for you? Who was it for you? Whether, mentor, or just what pushed you to be able to still find a way to make it work?
So first off, my parents. My pops is Jamaican, little hard nosed cat, man. So I want to say, like, having parents from the Caribbean is different because they're crazy, they're tough, they're strict, they're
That's
very,
right.
they're you too, and they thinking about what you're gonna be at 22. So everything they say to you from that level of 2 is because they like, nah, you ain't about to be killing cats when you're 22. Like, they show me don't be a menace in South Central, don't menace in society at 8. Like, I'm 8 years old watching Minutes with my mom and my dad, right? Because it's like, you either gonna do this or you're gonna do that. So when I did catch my drug charge, it was very disappointing because every single thing they didn't want me to do, like, I got homies that killed people, right? I got homies that sell drugs to this day. I got homies that still locked down. I got homies that just came out the halfway house, right? That I'm trying to help get on now. And the fact that I did that anyway, screwed. Like, it hurt, right? They felt screwed in terms of how they raised me, right? Now, the next thing was a book by a gentleman named Rick Edelman, who actually just donated $25 million to Rowan University, him and his wife. It's called Ordinary People of Extraordinary Wealth. And I'll never forget, I remember specifically a person having $88,000 in a bank account. And I was like, dang, I never knew people that really have real money. And I worked at Burger King. I always worked at Burger King, right? So I was eligible for a 401k, which I just withdrew to buy more property. We'll talk about that if we get to it. But I knew I needed to create wealth vehicles, right? So I jumped into the 401k. And even though I was only 19, I was like, yo, I made $16,000 in the last 2 years and I don't have a dime. And at 19, that didn't sit right with me. Even though I was only flipping burgers, working 20 hours a week, I was doing other things illegally, so I was getting money, right? But the fact was, I didn't have a dime. And for me, I said, dang, the fact that I amassed all of this, even though it was only $16,000, making like $8,000 a year part-time at Burger King, the fact that I didn't have a dime didn't sit right with me. So from that point on, I started learning about wealth. And I already was learning about real estate at that time. And I knew I wanted to buy a duplex for my junior year when I got kicked out. So I said, all right, if it's one thing I could do, I can get a home, live in one side, and rent the other side out. But I already knew also that half of everything bought for that home was a tax write-off. So even if I bought a washer or dryer for myself, I could technically write it off, because eventually it's going to be a rental expense or a business expense, right? But then I got smart and I said, hold up, I'm going to get my real estate license and make 3% on my own property. So I worked at Burger King, which is what I was able to do. I made $28,000 coming out of school at 22, right? I was a manager. After 2 years, I got my own store. Now I'm making money in the 40,000, 50,000. So it took me about 3 years to save my money. And I bought a property, right? And I made the commission on my own property. And I inherited a tenant. So not only did I make a few $1,000s off of the commission, I got to keep the rent from the person that was moving out, and then I got to keep the downstairs rent. So I was already now I'm 25, 26, 5 years ago, right? November would be 5 years. So now I'm on a fast track. Like, I'm managing, I got property, I got my real estate license, and that was the foundation for what that was more or less a launching pad for me.
Wow. I only see, like, and I heard you mention this earlier, but I only see how that hustle, like, mentality, like, just get into it, like, it doesn't stop just circumstantially because one thing stops or one thing doesn't work out. Like you still bring that work ethic, that mindset, like you said, your upbringing with the parents you've had that kind of put the pressure on, in that way you bring that with you into the work that you're doing now. And I think that's phenomenal. So shout out to you. I hope everybody was listening to that free game you just spit.
Free game. Always. He always giving it. Like you just gotta listen,
Gotta be listening. Yeah, Jess. What about for you? Like, and this again, the story is a little bit different, but just who do you attribute as someone, or what do you attribute in terms of how you even got from just making the banana bread to now saying, you know what, I need to package this and sell it and like create my own business out of it?
I'm gonna say my parents too. I'm piggybacking off of Barshay. My dad's from the Caribbeans. My mom's from here, but they both have always had their own businesses. Brittany, we joked about Cowtown. Like my dad's been at Cowtown longer than. So I'm 31. He's been doing it like longer than I've been alive. My mom has been selling platters. You know what I mean? But what do you have to show for it now? You know what I mean? So I have a passion for something and I want it to keep going. Like I want it to be something and just like me doing it. You know what I mean? So I continue to, like I said, brand and just my ultimate goal is to have a food truck. Like I want it to be bigger. Like I want people to be able to order Jess Smith treats, ship it across the country. You know what I mean? Like that's my goal. Like when people have my desserts, like the feedback I get from them, like, you cook it with love. It doesn't taste like such and such. You know what I mean? Like, I don't just throw it together. You know what I mean? Like, I love what I do. Going to school just gave me more confidence and just that creative freedom to do what I want. A part of Just Be Treats, I want to give back to the kids. I want it to be for the creatives, like the kids in high school who maybe love cooking or love playing an instrument or love art. You know what I mean? Like, I want to take from my business and give to them because someone invested in me. So I want to give to them as well. I want to continue to add more desserts and just continue to grow with Just Be Treats.
That's dope. And I think too, I like, and we have a question for Barshay. And I think this before we even jump to this, thinking about how you went to college and then you started your business, but like you didn't even just stop there, but like in terms of perfecting it and just making sure that you really were on point going back to school and like taking that up, with the pastry and culinary. I think there's a lot to be said about that. One of my
Britt. I was going to say, I always wanted to get my master's. I talked to one of my mentors and he just was telling me, like, don't waste your money on college. You don't know what you want to do. You know what I mean? But I always felt like I needed a master's. When the opportunity to go to Cathedral Kitchen came about, it's a free school. So I didn't have to pay for anything. And it only made sense. Like, I love desserts. I know that's something I want to keep doing, whether I have another job or not. Like, I know desserts will always be something that I want to keep going with. So I took advantage of the school. They took me like literally I had an interview the week before they were going to start. It was something crazy, but God made for me to go to that school. So like I said, everything was free with that. I didn't have to pay for anything. They provided the outfit, the food, the bag, Serve Safe. I'm Serve Safe certified. You need that when you cook. That teaches you the ins and outs, how to store food, the right temperatures, all that. Things that, we might not think about a regular customer or consumer. So going back to culinary school, that was one of the best decisions I could have done instead of trying to figure out a master's and wanting to, fit in more essentially, like, what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Barshay, so hopefully you had a chance to look at the question, but Kevin,
I know I'm trying to reply.
I don't know. Sound broke out for a second. What did you say?
No, I said I'm working on that. I'm going to reply back to all the questions in the chat as we go through it. I'm just trying to get the account set up and all that. I'm with you though.
Okay, yeah. I didn't know if you wanted to address it.
Yeah. I'll do that now. So, Kev,
Okay.
great dude. Man, very, very, very talented cat. Had the privilege of going to the White House with him. Was my class president in high school. I was class secretary, but a good brother. So, I bought the house on 4th Street in Vineland. It was a duplex right near Pine Land Alternative School. One thing I will say is that multifamily property is something that a lot of communities don't want. It's looked down upon because of, obviously having the amount of people in one dwelling. It's like a lower class kind of thing. But what I would say is look in older communities, Camden, Vineland, Salem's, Collinswood, places like that have been around or incorporated or more or less established for over 100 years. A lot of those older towns still have duplexes. So my advice would be the house hack. Get in the crib, right? Live in one and rent the other units out as you build your bankroll. And don't spend a dime. Don't be like me, getting a bunch of credit cards trying to move fast. Better off moving slow and growing your business gradually.
Look, I'm over here taking my own notes.
Right.
Nah, you good. You know what? Go ahead, keep taking notes. Something I will say too. When it comes to it's about offense and defense, right? So many times we think about, right, making money, but what about protecting your money? So here's an example, right? So you might have $1,000 in your bank account, right? But you might not want to touch that bank account to pay a bill. But if you don't pay the bill on time, you're gonna get a late fee. So it makes more sense to borrow the money from yourself, pay the bill. When your income comes in, you replace your personal income. That's something that I would do, because I would be like, oh, money in the savings account, I don't want to touch it. It's like, hold up, Shay, your nose and save your face. It don't make sense, right? So money was a tool, right? So my overall point is I started doing taxes because I needed to know how to keep my money, right? It's about offense and defense. I knew real estate was one of the biggest groups or sectors for tax write-offs, right? All the politicians own real estate. So if you don't own real estate, you ain't living right. All the politicians also have LLCs. That's what my big thing is about, creating businesses, because there's tax benefits automatically built into real estate and built into LLCs. So the point I'm making was I added a tax in my repertoire because I knew, boom, if they charging $300 to do taxes, I'm the dude doing it. I'm making $8 an hour. I'm gonna charge you a quarter of the price, a third of the price, doing the same exact service. On top of the fact that I'm building my wealth, sustaining my wealth through these tax vehicles. So I just wanted to add that in the notes.
I'm here for it. That's good. I'm definitely really interested in real estate, and I've been having these conversations with different people in my family lately about just different things we're thinking about. So that I appreciate all of that information. So I wanna just segue a little bit to talk about the two of you, how, I know, Jess, you mentioned that you met at Rowan and connected in that way. Just as a way to get us to what you have coming up tomorrow, what sparked this collaboration between the two of you? I'm seeing a business that's real estate centered, and I hear the taxes, and then I'm listening. Jess, you're in the pastry business, so I'm just curious to see like what sparked the collaboration and the connection.
Well, like I already said, Barshay does my finances. He does my taxes. So that's how we establish like the work part of it. So once I have my business, I always told Barshay, like, I want to do events. Like, I want to put on for the people. Like, I just was like, that's where I'm at. Like, I want to do things so it could be like more inclusion, business inclusion. We don't have to be separated and doing, different things. A lot of new businesses do not know each other as well. So COVID happened, and once it was over, I was like, Barshay, let's link, like, let's do something. I always told him, like, let's do something. And you want to kind of do business with people you trust. You know what I mean? It's a lot to do with an event. And one person, it would be a lot compared to just me, like two people. You know what I mean? So I couldn't really imagine doing it by myself. But, Barshay, super dope. He's super, I don't know, chill. Like, it wasn't a difficult process with him. Like, it was really easy. And yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit just about tomorrow and what people can expect with the event you have coming up.
Man, Jess ain't giving all that. She ain't giving it, right? So I'm gonna go into like our name and all that, right? Because I'm excited about this. So
I know. Go ahead, Barshay.
So Jess is like, yo, Jess has hit the ground running. Like, I think we did her taxes like 2 or 3 years ago, and this was the idea. And she was just asking me questions on some, what do you think? And I was just giving her my opinion. I was just like, I like this, I like that. You should do this, you should do that. Like, the one thing I love about Jess is she listens, right? So a lot of times you talk to people and they don't implement, right? They, oh, okay, yeah, and they waste your time, right? Like, when it comes to Jess, she don't waste my time. She's mindful of my time. And I never have a problem picking up the phone to help her. But not only that, she implements stuff, right? So she was getting her serve safe, and I was just like, damn, that's crazy, the fact that she was thinking forward like that, because so many of us don't think about adding them skills, right? So COVID happened. We're talking all the time. She's like, let's do an event. We already have been talking about her over the past few months. I'm like, man, let's do it. What the calendar looking like? I'm like, all right, I like 4 weeks to 5 weeks, because coming from Rome when we did events, I'm a Sigma, and we threw the best parties in New Jersey. I don't care what nobody say, hands down. Ask about it. Roman Sigma's Jersey Blue, we packed out and sold everything out. We made 3-4 bands of a party, right? So when it comes to promoting and doing all that, that's easy, right? Jess took the flyer, and we just kind of all just did different things. Like, she ran off with 4 or 5 tasks. I ran off with 4 or 5 tasks. And the name came about because when you hear black market, it's kind of a negative connotation. When you hear black people, let's be
illegal,
real, negative connotation, right? So for me, piggybacking off of Jess's point, we're about collabing. We're about bringing people together. So I'm like, man, I got the idea out of food, because they used to do something called the black market years ago, but it stopped. So I'm like, forget it. I'm going to rip that idea. We're going to make it the Black Market South Jersey. And now we got shirts called the Black Market South Jersey, but the font is in the cops font. So for me, it's where we at, right? Like, let's be real. George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, let's be real. Where we at with it? So what we're trying to do is create a little Black Wall Street in South Jersey through the black market, right? So you can't get these products in stores, so you got to come to our black market. You feel me? So that's pretty much where we at. That's where we are, in a quick summation of it. And we're gonna be doing this all the time. So I ain't gonna say when we're doing the next one, but we got another one already planned. So we're trying to make this a thing. We're trying to brand it. We're gonna have a photographer, a DJ. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit. We actually have restrictions. We have a certain amount of people. For real, I already know it's gonna be popping. It's gonna be too many people there, but we're just gonna kind of facilitate it the best way that we can. And we would love everybody to come out and support.
Well, I'll be there. I'm looking forward to Jess. I'm a stop you when I see you, because I want to know how I get one of these vendor tables and just get in on all this. But it's okay, because the fact that you got more coming up, I'm gonna be looking forward to finding out how I can be a part and support what you all have going on. I love it. I love the concept. I love the intentionality behind it. Someone asked, can I put the flyer up again? Of course. So just real quick, here's the flyer again. Let me take down the
yes, come out. Everyone come out. And even the vendors, y'all might have been like, oh, I want to order from them. Like, they'll be there. We have food vendors. We have Barshay, help me. We have smoothie vendors. I'm gonna have my
health drinks, wellness shots, photographer. We got a young lady selling clothing. I mean, we got a nice little mix of just people.
It's a mix.
It's a vibe, right? Like, we're really just trying to create a vibe first and foremost, a comfortable experience, and then what we're going to do is just support. Come with your pocketbook open. We also we're going to be giving away a Roku. What else did I buy, Jess?
A Roku, and you bought a
Fire Stick, and I bought an Alexa, and I bought an Alexa as well. So we're gonna be giving them away. Just come out, support. We're gonna be selling raffle tickets, support the vendors. I'll probably give a little piece about finance and wealth building in general, maybe 5 or 10 minutes. But it ain't about us for real. Like, me and Jess are splitting the table, and we're there to facilitate and show everybody else love. We look at it like, the more people we help, we'll get ours. We ain't worried about that.
Yeah, literally, Brittany, I apologize. Like, this thing happened, and me and
I'm really messing with you.
We got out of it. We have to like we posted it, and it's just like it was like people hitting us up all over the place. Like, and then we only could have like a certain amount of that, So it was just like our first event. Good. We make the rules. We determine like what's going on. So we just like. Yeah, shout out to Sweet 105. Shia owns Sweet 105. She's so dope. Black-owned venue. So thank you for lending your space. We hit her up. She got back with us, and yeah, it's been great working with her as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. So again, everybody who's tuned in or who will replay this tonight, be sure I'm gonna throw it up one more time and we'll post it even on our page after this is done. Tomorrow, July 25th from 1 to 5 p.m., Suite 105, right in Sicklerville, New Jersey. The address is on the flyer. You already heard it's going to be all kind of vendors there. So come hungry, ready to spend your money, ready to mingle and to support these Black-owned businesses. I
Yes.
love all of this. I appreciate y'all so much for putting this together and just again, like just all of the work that y'all are doing individually and as a collective is super dope and necessary. So
And
appreciate
thank you,
you.
Brittany, for the
Thank you
platform,
so much.
giving us the invite for your podcast. Like, that was amazing. So I appreciate you for that as well. This is my first podcast. So yeah, this is exciting. This is exciting. Everything, this whole thing's been exciting. Like, so
Yeah, yeah. No, definitely, man. I appreciate you giving us a chance to just kind of get the word out on your platform. And let me just say this real quick because, Jess, if you don't, I don't know if you remember, but the day we were talking about the business was the day you showed me her Instagram years back. And to me, life, all like when you put the work in, right, life comes full circle. And the fact that I'm on this platform with both of you, who just told me about you years back and what you're doing.
Right.
And the fact that we're here now, Jess, I just need you to realize that it's powerful and it's important.
That's chill. I remember Brittany
We got way
talking.
more to do. You feel me?
I told him he needs to link with you because just different things like you guys had in common. So I was like, yeah, you need to link with her. So yeah, that's Wild Bar Shit.
You know what? And I think you probably reached out to me about the same thing. Like I know this name came up at some point. And in the same conversation that this was somebody to link with. And now having had this conversation, I understand why. Yeah, shout out to y'all. That's all I'm gonna say for now. We will definitely keep the conversation going. I'll see y'all tomorrow. So I'll
Definitely
of course
come through.
connect then. But just any final words, I guess maybe I always like to just get people to speak to maybe that person who's about to graduate or just graduated. Maybe somebody has their neck in their back trying to really push them into college, but maybe they don't feel like that's the right move for them, but they don't know what is a possible next step. Just for anyone listening in these transitions, what advice, Barshay, I'll start with you. Can you just lend out?
Yo, it's simple for me, man. I'll go back to my pop, man. This is something that when I was going through my drug case and all that, something he always would tell me, right? So if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, right? Work your plan your work and work your plan. So it's kind of like, I don't care what you're doing. I told you, I flipped burgers to get to where I am today. I didn't necessarily need my degree. And the job I'm in now, or the career I'm in now, self-plumbing and HVAC full time, my boss met me at Burger King, right? So keys open doors. So plan your work, work your plan. I always say, well, get that piece of paper out, right? Write down what you want to get to and work backwards, right? Once you do that, it doesn't matter what you do, right? Success is different in the eyes of every person. So if you're comfortable with doing X, that's comfortable for you. You're happy, good. And don't let nobody, tell you wrong. Keep blinders on, right? Tunnel vision, run your race, all right? Oh, you can follow me too. Social media, Shay Graves, Instagram, Shay2Fly, SHAY_2_FLI, which is one of my companies. I'm on Twitter too, Shay for short. If y'all want to reach out, get more information, see what I'm about, always talking game. This is my passion. I love talking finance and money, helping people.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And Jess, what about you? What's just something you can leave?
I would say you can't expect people to understand your vision. Find you a mentor, find someone you can talk to, find someone you trust, and let them know, like, what you want to do. I think that fear can be good and bad. You know what I mean? Because you can't. It's like expect the unexpected. You know what I mean? This whole journey, I didn't know what to expect because I'm doing my own blueprint. So any student in high school or anything, like it's okay to say no. It's okay to decline that letter you got from a college or something. Maybe your parents or whoever might not understand, but at the end of the day, follow your dreams and just do it. Like there's no blueprint. If there's no blueprint, like if you don't have a family member, a mother, father, sister, somebody you could follow, you're setting it for yourself. So just follow it and go. That's really it.
Love it.
I love it too. Thank y'all both. And we, like I said, this conversation is just starting for me. Barshay, I definitely want to connect more. I want to hear more about just as a black man. I mean, even the experience you talked about as in college and the people who could have advocated for you. I just have so many thoughts and so much to say, and I won't do it here today because I ain't going down there. But
we running around, mixing and mingling. So come see us for sure. Which
yeah.
you already do, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, for sure. All right. Well, be sure we will post a flyer on our page after this interview wraps up. We'll post all the social media handles so you can follow and stay in connection. But definitely tomorrow from 1 to 5, make sure you are in Sicklerville at Suite 105. I know I'll be there. I'll be there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brittany. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna see you soon, Jess. We got more business to handle.
Yeah, 20 minutes.
20 minutes. Yeah.
All right. All right. Thank you both, and y'all be safe. We'll talk soon.
Yeah. See.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
So I hope y'all enjoyed that conversation. I certainly did. I am so excited to support these two dope business owners who are not just making impact individually, but who understand the value of partnership. If you know me even a little bit, and you've been around me, you know that educationally, professionally, and even in terms of the framework that I have adopted as a part of implementing this Creatives on Campus program, we promote the partnership framework. We promote partnerships as a lifestyle. We promote partnerships as a way of acceleration in business. We promote partnerships as a way to I just, that word acceleration is really the key. It's so much magic that happens when you are properly aligned, when you are aligned with people who are going, doesn't even have to be in the same lane. You just heard a story from two different people who are, one is in real estate, taxes and business, and another is making pastries, but they found a point of common interest that has allowed them to bring their networks together and essentially accelerate their efforts. There's so much value in being properly aligned in good partnerships. So this conversation for me has been everything that I needed on a rainy Friday. And I hope for you too that you were able to take something out of it. I do want to leave you with one last announcement that I'm super excited about. We are launching, literally, this is hot off the press, okay? We are launching what is called the Everyday Emerger Kit. Everyday Merger Kit is a 12-week opportunity, a 12-week accelerator for you to come into partnership with us here at Happily Better After and get connected with other creatives, entrepreneurs, and artists within the Creatives on Campus network. For you to take this moment, this opportunity, and take whatever idea, whatever project, podcast that you have been thinking about, dreaming about, wondering about, but have not yet launched. We are here to help you launch. It is a 12-week accelerator, so it's going to move very fast. The first 30 days, we're helping you build your brand story, get your brand messaging together, get your logo together, get all of those basic tools together that's going to help you build a solid kit, a solid brand kit. The second phase, the next 30 days is dedicated really to promoting you and to launching you. So we will let you take up space right here on the Happily Better After platform. If you have a show concept, we'll be your tech crew behind the scenes helping you get it done. We're launching you, literally coming alongside and partnering with you to execute your idea and getting you through every stage of the process. The last 30 days are dedicated to repositioning you so that you can be self-sufficient. I believe in that. I believe that it's not just enough to help people, but it's important to empower them to a place of readiness and self-sufficiency. And so we'll be helping you reposition on your own platform so that you can take what you've started and keep running with it. And of course, if you want to stay connected with the Happily Better After Network and keep promoting it in that space, there will be opportunities to do that as well. But our intention, our job, is really just to get you started, is to launch you and to be that partner, that person to just help guide you every step of the way. We're done with excuses. We're not doing them. We're out of secret. We're taking permission to roar. We're honoring our own. All of these things that we've been talking about every single day, essentially over the last month plus, we are now taking to another level. So if you want to take advantage of this special offer, please do me a favor and text me 856-481-7785. You will get a notification back letting you know what the next steps are. You can also send us an email at creatives@happilybetter.com, and we will get you the information. But I'm telling you right now, it's only we've already filled 4 spots. I'm only taking 12 people, and so that leaves 8 left. When those 8 are gone, we're done. And so if you're interested, now while supplies last, we'll be taking in a few more people to be a part of this. I'm super excited. I'm glad y'all came and hung out with me this evening. I really enjoy running my mouth. And so it's a pleasure to keep showing up and to know that, you're here. Thank you. Thank you so, so much. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. Again, this is Creatives on Campus, the podcast. It's a different world with Creatives on Campus, where we explore all things creatives, community, and campus culture. If you're interested in sharing your own journey as a college student, your educational narrative, how that connects back to what you're up to creatively, even your own wellness journey as it relates to your college experience, I would love to hear from you. These conversations are not just for content purposes. This is a point of educational interest and research, and it all has intention for me. So I would love to hear from you. You can text that same number that you see on the screen, 856-481-7785, or again, you can email me, creatives@happilybetter.com, and I would love to hear from you about getting you on the show. I hope y'all have an amazing day. I just feel good today. I don't know, maybe because it's Friday, but I feel really good. I hope you do too. Love y'all. And we'll talk again on Monday. Have a good weekend.